What's up, YouTube? We are here today. It is September 1st, and I am here with Mr. A. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, A L Sirmons here. How you doing, my friend?
A L Sirmons with P2P Network, and what he does is he does inspiration type content. He does producing and about making money and self-improvement. So we met on Clubhouse and I saw what he was doing. I love his energy and I hope that he's going to be a blessing to you. And he's got something we're going to be talking about. We're going to be launching some things. So why don't you, brother, I'm going to let you go ahead and take the mic, introduce tell us a little bit about you and what you do and what your focus is for September 1st, 2021.
Wow, thank you so much, brother. I tell you what, it's, the 1st of September is my favorite day. It's an opportunity to start over because whatever you did not accomplish during that full month of the prior month, you can use that day to just reset. So today is a reset day. A little bit about myself. I'm retired military, and it's been a joy of mine to serve my country. In spite of what we're going through right now, it's still a joy. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So shout out to all the veterans out there and those of you who served, and our firefighters, our policemen, everybody in that capacity. We salute you today. And but my goal is to inspire people. And when you've gone through a variety of challenges yourself, absentee father, if you will, to a major degree. I was raised by my great uncle. So there was a lot there that shaped the paradigm of my life, that foundation and culture of my life that was not the healthiest, no pun against the parents that raised me. I love them to life, but the way we grow up is the way we show up. And so I'm not proud of how I showed up.
Say that again. The way we grow up is the way we show up. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Are you paying attention? This man is full of nuggets. The way we grow up is the way we show up.
That's
okay.
It.
Continue,
That's
sir. I just want to make sure, I heard you right. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way we grow up is the way we show up, man. And a lot of times when you look at a person's personality, we get offended sometimes. We may say things like, I don't like that person, or that person gets on my nerves. And I too was in that category.
I've been there. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't until these 50 years of learning, having traveled the world a little bit, having experienced a variety of cultures, I began to understand the word paradigm. And I used to pronounce it paradigm. I didn't even know how to pronounce the word, bro. But paradigm, and a lot of times you'll hear me use that word a lot. And what that word means is that it's basically the foundational culture of your upbringing. What were you raised in? How were you raised? What type of parenting or the lack thereof? And it shapes your personal reality. It shapes how you think. It shapes how you move. It shapes how you process or the lack thereof. And so your personal reality is none other than the background of your personality. So whatever your personal reality is, that's what your personality will reflect. And so a lot of people don't understand that little nugget right there, and they tend to judge people's personalities without getting to understand their personal reality. So I make it a habit to ask people a little bit about, hey, what was your upbringing like? What was the most challenging thing that you're comfortable with talking about? What was that, And it gives you a little bit of an insight and a background on what people are going through, what they have gone through, and it helps you deal with them better, which leads to answering that question. E2P Network is what I do. It's none other than the company that provides inspirational content. And I also have the A L Sirmons Global brand, which is People, Success, and Unheralded Heroes. So those two brands are dedicated to the people. We live in a society now where we don't have truth And I won't go down that rabbit hole, but there's a lot of deception going on in the upper leadership of our country that is very disappointing. But it's life. It's been that way for however many years America has been alive. It's been that way. We have a lot of things we can complain about, but we're here. Okay. This is our country. We're here. We are impacted by things that go on here. Therefore, why not make yourself a light instead of promoting darkness with dissension, with backbiting, with hating, all the stuff we see online? You know, you look in the the comment section, and you will see a lot of content that's negative, and they hating on people that's winning, right? So I wanted to bring just a different light to the world. So I'm doing somewhat of a soft launch, bro, this month of September, and just getting E2P Network out there, man. And you're the very first interview that I've taken to even talk about this, and I really appreciate you.
Yeah, that's a lot said, you know, because I want to go back to what you were talking earlier about how we look at people and make a judgment. You know, I think, I don't know if you ever watched Bob Proctor, but they talked about a camera where they were able to look at somebody's frequency. And I think a lot of it, some, especially here in America, you know, some of these women, they go around and they just walk around with this such an arrogance, just unapologetic, straight, and they're not even that beautiful, a lot of them. And I judge them, and it really makes me angry because when I live in South America, Colombia, because when I see those women, it's like bizarro world, you know. So what is the solution to someone who maybe there's a big movement of incels, there's a big movement of people who are involuntary celibate, and a lot of guys, man, get bitter. Some even to the point of, getting angry with women, getting violent with women. There's guys that are taking guns and doing stuff like that. What is the solution to really dissolve that kind of judgment, by reading others people's frequencies and saying that, they're just closed, they're they're judgmental too, but at the same time, we're being judgmental by judging them. You just disappeared for a sec, so I'll let you.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah,
I'll let you respond to that, and then we'll take. Oh, I got another next question after that.
Yeah, what the solution is? That is a very loaded question, because, and I want to answer this as effectively as I can, because it comes with a lot. Okay, you said a lot. In Japan, they have this thing to where they measure water based upon frequencies as well. The water responds to certain actions. If you speak negatively, it's a very toxic pattern, and very gory looking. If you speak positively, it's a very beautiful pattern. So our body being mostly water, you can only imagine what we're doing to ourselves when it comes to speaking negatively, and they call it cursing for a reason. In the hood we call it cussing. But you're literally, when you look at I dare not go down this rabbit hole, but it's something called Gematria, which deals with the frequency of letters, the very letters, where we get the word spell or spelling. So you have to be careful with your words, because words are important. From A to Z, they're independent. Okay, but when you put that A with an M, you have am. When you put the W with the I and an L and L, you have will. So now the energy of the words have changed, which the words that we speak, follow me now, backed by the emotion or the passion or the energy or the vibration we put behind that, we call it expression. It influences the soul. Now I'm building up somewhere here. I'm building up. Now, when we look at our soul, we see the imagination, the will, the intellect, the memory, and the emotions. Those are the characteristics of the soul. So if those words that have a frequency that creates a vibration and a flow, be it negative or positive, once you put letters together to form words, now attached to an expression, anger, joy, whatever, right? When it comes out of your mouth into the ear of that person, that ear is shaped kind of like a womb, right? So the ear is the very thing that births faith or belief or whatever. So how you speak into a person's ear determines what's going to come out of that person's mouth back toward you. So being that we're mostly water, what do you think toxic words are going to do to people that speak toxic to one another, right? It's going to impact their internal being, their soul, if you would. So now we have a lot of broken people. And what I just shared, a lot of people don't know. This is probably the first time they've ever heard of such, but you can Google it, right? Documentation beat conversation. You can Google it. So when you understand things like that, as much is given, much is required. That's what the book says, right? When you understand that type of wisdom and knowledge, it raises the bar to your accountability as to how you lead, how you speak, how you teach, how you rear your kids. So to answer your question, I think that love is just the foundation because we have so much trickery going on. We have tones that are being shot out there and frequencies by entities to manipulate nerve and so forth that makes people depressed, makes them go drink. We call it mental illness, and that stuff is by design, okay? You better hear me. It's by design, and it's to keep everybody off track from coming in one accord so that they can keep the chaos up to promote agendas. And this could be from the government all the way down to independent groups or people or individuals. It's called ulterior motives, right? So the best way we could really make a change is to be the change. First of all, starting with yourself, okay? That's where it all counts. To thine own self be true, right? The first law of preservation, the first law of nature is self-preservation. So when you understand how to preserve yourself and have self-accountability, then you can be the best for someone else to read or to hear or to understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I also would like to add to it, if I may.
Yes, absolutely.
I think, everybody's different. We all have different circumstances. Me, I don't have kids. How many kids you got?
7, brother. That's the number of completion.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ladies and gentlemen. You said 7. I got 7
It is finished.
That's 7 days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 7. Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But for me, I had that problem over here because I couldn't stand the American women. So what I did was I moved. I went to Colombia. I went to Jamaica. I got my trip for Jamaica, and I was in Dubai. It is a whole nother world out there, and people, I think a lot of guys don't understand. You don't need $100,000 to travel. You don't need $50,000 to travel. I think you said, correct me if I'm wrong, you say you have an extensive a repertoire of different countries that you've gone on your passport, and you can learn so much, if not as much in a college, and even more. So I'll tell you what, when you see that not everybody's like that, they don't talk like, what they say in Jamaican, I'm white, I couldn't believe it. Like these guys that I would never think they even talk, they say peace and love, my brother. They say peace and love. That's what they say. And they say it with a sincere heart. It's about that energy. It's about that energy. So I say for me, my thing is, if you don't like your environment, you can always change it. It doesn't always cost that much. What would you say to that guy who's maybe he's a 13-year-old or he's a 15 years old and he's feeling rejected and dejected, because there's two of them. There's rejection and there's dejection when you reject yourself. What would you say to that guy to have that love? Should he have love? What, I mean, elaborate. What is his solution? If he's watching right now, what would you tell him?
Well, you want to kind of get an idea of where it's coming from. First of all, there are certain things that people have. They're so broken. You know, it's kind of like that dog that's hurt, right? Not comparing people to dogs, but that animal wants to get out of that vice, right? But when you first walk up to that animal, it's going to try to bite you, not because it don't necessarily want to get out or don't like you, but it doesn't recognize the fact that you're trying to help it. And so you have to approach with caution and persistence in such a way to eventually get to that animal to realize, hey, he's here to help me, not hurt me. And so now the defense mechanisms go down a little bit, and now you can effectively free the animal from the trap. And that's kind of how you have to grab, people. You have to first get a little bit of background, what is causing this hurt, this depression and what have you. And then you have to pretty much finagle your way there to get them out of the trap of that mindset. Of course, if they're not, cray cray or have some mental issues going on, that's where you refer them to some professional help and let them do what they do. But the standard guy or gal that's out there that's probably just experiencing some hardships, you just have to, make that safe approach and get them out of the trap of their mind.
Is there anything that you could recommend that they do? Like that's more of them getting exterior help from someone else. Is there anything that they could do for themselves that nobody can do? Any advice to give them that they could do for themselves, that where maybe they're having really problems with rejection and dejection? I know that, we're not counselors and we can't help anybody, but maybe there's a formula there that helps them to overcome that.
Oh, absolutely. My personal formula is meditation. And when you understand, meditation basically is getting to know self in light of
Tell
not
me
having
about
so
that.
much.
Tell me about that. Go into. So let's say what came to you, I said, okay, let's do the meditation. How long, how much time does it require?
I do a minimum, and I suggest a minimum of 15 minutes. But if you can get 5 minutes in, that's great.
Okay.
If you can break away from a hectic day or experience at work, grab 5 minutes out of your lunch and just quiet the noise. Don't even try to fight the thoughts that come in your head. But the objective is to go inside yourself and quiet the noise around you. You will be surprised how powerful that is at bringing you to a place to where you will be able to see what maybe you need to do. There are solutions inside of meditating, man. There's solutions. You begin to identify with yourself, and little thoughts will hit, and it could be, for example, if you speak less or avoid this or that, then this situation may be, those little thoughts, when they're deposited in your head, you'll be surprised if you listen to those thoughts and do them, how powerful it'll be, in the change outside of you. A lot of people, they're just convoluted with so much noise, man. They got a lot going on. And, the baby daddy, the baby mama, the bills, the this, the that, just got laid off. I mean, that's noise. But if you go inside yourself, one idea will set you free. Just one. All it takes is one good idea, implement it to set you free. And that good idea may be to walk away from the relationship, to stop calling the person. Whatever your situation is, go meditate. There are answers in meditation.
That's really good. And that's a solution. That's a viable solution. So basically, let me just summarize it. And then we'll talk about Monday through Sunday. We're talking about, if let's say John sees Big Booty Trudy, and Big Booty Trudy rejects him, makes him feel bad, makes him feel dejected. Instead of getting angry, maybe just go sit in a corner or sit in your car or wherever there's some peace and quiet, and just think about your thoughts, relaxing, thinking about different thoughts. There's somebody out maybe putting positive thoughts or whatever, and it'll come to you. Would that pretty much in a nutshell be what you said?
Well, in a nutshell, on that exact subject matter, you can never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. I mean,
I actually have a shirt that says that. Yeah.
First of all, everything that looked good is probably not the best. There's something called energy. You and I are on the same page in that regard. Right. And there are two words that I want to kind of inject that's going to be impactful to some people. I'll say this first of all. When you connect with the wrong person, it takes about, if you don't know what you're doing or find the proper individuals to give the proper advice, it takes about 7 years to get that person's bad energy off of you.
Really? Now, yeah. Okay. Look, we're gonna get back 7 years. We're gonna get back to that. Now I want to talk to you today because it's September, and I'm gonna read. You said something about September. What does September mean to you? And then I'm gonna read in Judaism what September means. So I'm gonna let you go ahead. What does September mean to you, and why are you launching your business in September?
Well, there's in Judaism, there's a lot dealing with numerology. Numerology is not New Age; it's Real Age. Okay, and what I mean by that is a lot of
numerology is not New Age; it's Real Age. That's what he said, baby. That's what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
It's Real Age, absolutely. Yes, when you understand your name, the numbers behind your name, they're spiritual. It goes all the way back to the beginning of whatever is called religion or whatever, that place where all religions grab their foundation from. It goes back to that. But we've branched out so much into different belief systems until people think that this is what New Age. That's kind of the term they give it. But no, when you understand yourself from a cosmos level of understanding, and like I said, it goes deep, you begin to realize that who you are is really who you are because when God formed us from the dust of the earth, he made us some say we're the exact same content as stardust. So that makes us advanced pieces of earth. So the earth responds to us, man. We don't respond to the earth. Nature is here for us. We're not here for nature. So we're one and the same in that regard. So until people understand how to take dominion over their elements and stop being thermometers and start being thermostats and setting the pace in their room, they're going to always fight the earth and the elements and everybody in between. But when you recognize who you are and the dominance that you have, okay, then you're able to take advantage of your atmosphere and dominate, man, win in everything that you do because you have an understanding of who you are through the format of numerology. So I am definitely an advocate for real, true numerology and understanding, who you are from that perspective. It's where every sacred book get its foundation from.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to read to you about September. While I'm doing that, I think I just sent you a message on your phone.
Sure.
Check your phone real quick. Okay, Rosh Hashanah is in September. Okay, it's literally meaning head of the year. It is the Jewish New Year. The biblical name for this holiday is Yom Torah, literally the day of shouting or blasting. It is the first of the Jewish high holy holidays specified in Leviticus 23 that occur in the early autumn. And, a lot of people say they're Christian, yet they don't know anything about Judaism. And, the father of Christianity, Jesus, was a Jew, and he lived as a Jew, and he died as a Jew. I really don't understand that, but that's neither here or there. Let's talk about 7 kids, and let's talk about what you were talking about, 7 days. Did you say 7 days or 7? No, you said 7 years.
7 years.
Someone's bad energy off of you. I want to go into that.
Let's look at 2 words real quick, and I'll make this quick. Intercourse and intimacy. All right. Intercourse is entering the course of one's life. Intimacy is into me, you see. So do you really want to expose yourself to all of those energies out there? You know, not only are there sexually transmitted diseases, but they're spiritually transmitted diseases. So you have to be careful what you chase. And to the 7 kids, any questions on that note?
Yeah, I do, but I want to say, why does it take so long? So are you saying, let's say I had sex, let's say I had sex with somebody who was negative, and we had a bad breakup. Like I had a bad breakup with somebody I really liked. I still like them. I still love them, but they're bad for me. They're horrible. They're horrible. But I don't talk to them anymore. They're gone. But the thing is it going to take me 7? I've already met somebody new. I've got totally some new ones that I met. Is it going to take 7 years for me to get over them?
Well, only you can answer that. I mean, what residue are you experiencing right now from a negative connotation as a result of dealing with that young lady? Is it still some residue?
Yeah.
So that's the groundbreaking right there. That is the telltale all right there. So if it's residue, basically now what you do, go get your sage candle. Get your sage candle, and just kind of make sure, of course, the house is clean. Cleaning always stands for clear clutter for clarity. So,
are you talking about the white sage where it's like an incense and then you put it around you? Is that what you're talking about?
That or the sage candle is good.
Okay, I didn't know they sold them as a candle. Okay, so the candle or the white sage, and tell me let's say somebody is watching this and they're like me, I've moved on, or at least I feel like I moved on. I'm really looking forward to this girl the girls that are in Colombia. But let's say somebody is watching and they can't see, they keep going back to the same toxic person. What do you tell them? Walk me through the process. They get a white sage candle. Then what do they do? Walk me through the process of that.
Well, number one, they have to walk away and keep walking. The further you walk away from the object eventually disappears, right?
You mean physically walk away from that person?
Walk away.
Got it.
Toxicity has no room. And then clear your mind. And then, of course, clean up your atmosphere. Get all that person's stuff out of there. Get your house in order and sage it out, man, and push those negative energies out and just relax, man, and take your time before you jump after something else.
When you say get your house in order, what do you mean? Do you seem like literally clean it and everything, or?
Absolutely.
Really?
Clear clutter for clarity. Yeah.
What if they were never in your house?
Oh, that's even better. I mean, then you clean yourself. You go and you listen to, good positive stuff, get away from all negativity, shut down social media for a little while, looking at all the crazy stuff, and just put your focus on all things positive for you. All things positive for you. That is a quick way to flush that out. And then here's a key piece. At night, play positive affirmations so you can flush out your subconscious, because that's where a lot of that stuff is hiding. It's hiding in the subconscious and it's rising up, and it's not easily detected in the subconscious.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have got less than 10 minutes left. It has gone by like 5 minutes, man.
Man, quick.
You are a modern shaman, I would say. I'd call you the modern shaman. I'll tell you what, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the 7 kids, and I'm going to give you the floor to spread your brand. I believe that you are going to help the world. You're going to help a lot. You're helping me. Hopefully you're helping some other people that's going to be watching this. It's enlightened me. I love it. We've got to do, will you come back? Will you come back?
Absolutely, bro.
We would love to have you come back, and I'm sure there'll be some comments down there, and let's keep having it because I love it. Go ahead. Talk about the 7 kids. How the hell did that happen?
Man, when God said be fruitful and multiply, I took it seriously, like Les Brown said.
They're all yours?
They're all mine, biologically, man. They all came out of my sack, brother.
Wow.
And and they range. Here's the funny thing. I'm 50 years old.
Damn.
And they range from 30 all the way down to 2 months, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
Lord.
But I have a young wife too, So,
how old's your wife?
My wife is she's 35, I'm 50, man. I'm 15 years older than my wife.
Yeah,
so
that's okay. Nothing
Oh yeah,
wrong
yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
It's cool because age to me is nothing but a number. I have a young energy. I have a young spirit. But yeah, you can reach me at facebook.com /E2P live. I'm sorry, E2P Network live. Facebook.com /E the number 2P Network live. You can reach me there, and at E2P Network on Instagram.
And
And mhm.
okay,
we're working on the website and other things right now. Like I say, I'm doing a lot of content, recording content, and if individuals want little video ads to post on their Instagram, they can also get those for $25. I can make I'll send you some examples and whatnot, and it's just
please,
like
yeah, please
yeah,
do.
yeah. For
And what?
$25, man, I can make you a little ad. It's a very, very cool thing for Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to put it on. And you can go to my Facebook page and kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Those are
Yeah,
perfect examples of what I make.
absolutely, absolutely, we'll do that. And what would you say your ideal customer? What kind of customer are you looking for? Are you looking for businesses? Are you looking for people that say, "Hey, mentorship," or what kind of customer and service are you providing?
Well, we're going to have a subscription service. It's going to be for first movers advantage, $9.99 a month, $9.99 a month, and you're going to be getting great content like what you experienced today, but in greater detail.
Awesome.
Videos, and I'm going to be having so many subject matters on the prosperity mindset, on the soul. I mean, it's a lot of topics that's going to help a lot of people, and there'll be like maybe 15-20 minute increments, but it's going to be a lot of them, and they'll be able to get this information and look at it unlimited and just grow from it. So that's one personal. And then I have the Red Pill Society I'm coming out with. That's going to provide content down the rabbit hole.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is for individuals that's tired of being where they're at and they really want to know the truth. Okay, kind of like the Matrix. So it's called the Red Pill Society, E2P Red Pill Society. And last but not least, I'll have a lot of books coming out, power books, dealing with a lot of subject matters as well in the E2P library. So those are going to be real good.
That's excellent. Well, everything will be as we talked about in the subtitles. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.